Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Libra for the month of June 2020. If you're new to my channel, I'll just quickly give you a rundown of my layout. I know not all of the cards are visible on the screen, just limited by my equipment for visibility, so I'll just do my best to bring things forward. I'll just shift it over here so you can see that there are a few cards that I've drawn. These are just general energy cards these are advice cards here, and then I have the Dreamwalker and the Mapmaker of Destiny. These are also general energy cards for the month of June. Primarily it is I consider it to be a career and finance reading because that would be the central cards here. And again, I have a few laid out to the side, and there's a few at the bottom which I'll just bring forward so as not to move the screen too much. And then I also have general energy cards here toward the very back. And again, some of them I feel are a little more advice cards as well. So just to give you general synopsis of how I'm starting out the reading here. The other part of it is I'll just give you a brief glimpse into what I was able to detect for the month of June. It definitely feels like there is some sense of struggle here. And I should also quickly mention before I get into the reading, definitely all of these readings are not going to be able to, to target everybody who's a Libra. So again, it's general energies for Libra for 2020 for the month of June. But again, I mean, if it does resonate for you, for sure, take what you can that helps to guide you or overcome obstacles, through the month. The other part of it is that I just wanted to quickly add is in terms of, a lot of the things that just humanity in general goes through, there's a lot of repeat and a lot of overlap between the months. And the reason why is because I feel anyway that, when you're going toward a dream or a goal, or, basically just in life as it, as you go through period, there's always going to be issues that emerge even several months down the road that you didn't completely address in, let's say, January or February. So things crop up at various times. And although the month of June, as I say, I feel that there is progress being made on the financial front. I mean, there's other things that are coming through here too. And certainly, I mean, you have the 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups that are coming through here, 10 of Cups that are coming through. Those are all really positive cards in terms of finance. I don't feel that they're all coming through for the month of June. What it does tell me, though, is that you're working toward that, especially when there's cards that lead up to that. So, for example, if there's a 6 of Pentacles, and then a 7, and then a 9. I mean, I feel that it's progression that's letting you know that this is where you are, starting at the 6, and you're moving toward, ultimately the 10 of Pentacles, but it is something that doesn't necessarily manifest in the month of June. It does show me that that's where you're headed, and that it is a journey that is going to bring, bear fruit or have, significant impact for you in a financial way. But again, when the cards show 10 of Pentacles and those kinds of things, it does indicate that that's something you're working toward. That is the ultimate outcome, but you're still starting with planning stages when there's a lot of pages or there's a lot of lower numbered cards. So in this reading as well, I did feel that, I mean, there's for sure some major arcana cards coming through as well, but there is quite a few pages in here with this reading. So when there's a lot of pages, of course, that also indicates sort of beginning stages and messages and news and things that are coming through. There is some knights in the reading, which also can indicate people with the pages and the knights. But I do feel that there is some kind of legal matter overall that's coming through with this reading for the month of June. There is some struggle with the past in terms of, issues that were probably, long-standing from maybe earlier in the year. I don't feel this is something that's deep set into the past. I feel it's a little more recent past. I do feel that there is some issues. There's a little bit of confrontation or a little bit of inner battle. There is some kind of concern as far as partnership or stability or something that's in question here as well, in terms of that stability that does have some conflict around it. But overall, there's some very strong manifesting cards and gifts from the universe that are coming through for the month of June. Again, gifts can come in, various ways. It can be good advice that's just come through. It can be a handout of small, finance or something that is helping to, offset an obstacle or a challenge. But again, it's still the universe is coming through. There's some protection cards here. There's judgments coming through, in terms of, again, it could be money or people that you're dealing with. But I'll go through all of that as we get closer into the details of the career and finance aspect. But overall, even with the advice cards, I did feel that there was a lot of successful beginnings here. So there is some kind of partnership of some sort that's coming through. Could be a mentor, that sort of thing, and some new learning that's also coming through for the month of June. Again, struggle with something relating to the past that has reemerged here. And maybe this is sort of a final conclusion, or at least there's some headway that's being made in regards to that for the month of June. So I'll get right into the reading itself. I'll start with the back cards here, and that will be, and I'll quickly mention the decks that I'm using. I always use several here. So this Fortune Reading Cards by Sharina Starr. I'm also using the Rider-Waite deck, which is, of course, those in the middle here. I'm also using the Book of Rune cards, and that would be these here. And I have the Teaching and Learning and the Spiritual Partnership cards. That's also numerology guidance cards, and that is by Michael Buchanan. Sorry, just trying to catch the names on some of these here. And I've got Colette Baron-Reid with the Enchanted Map Oracle, and these are the cards that are sort of over to the far side here, which I'll bring about later. And then I also have, I'm also using the Archangel Power deck, and that is by Radley Valentine, Doreen Virtue. And I'm also using the Doreen Virtue cards as well, that are the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. So last one is the Wisdom Hidden Realms cards, and that's with Colette Baron-Reid. So eventually I'll get to writing those down, and I won't have to give the description, but for the moment, that's just where it stands. Life gets busy. So starting with the first two cards, the Key card as well as the Owl card. Key is, I'll just try to bring everything forward here a little bit so you get a visual. Okay, so the Key card states there are some new beginnings happening here, and directions and adventures await for those ready to let go of the past. And as I mentioned, there are quite a few cards here that indicate that you are having to release something from the past to be able to go forward. So however you choose to reconcile that, by shifting your perspective, or realizing that it's just run its course, focusing on things that you have more control over, whatever that means to you, to be able to let go of the past. But it's finding some ultimate closure anyway. So again, this card is about a new way of living, and and again, it's promising that fresh start. In terms of personal relationships, because I feel a lot of relationships do overlap with our finances. People are very social on the average, even if you're not an extremely social person, people are still interacting with people. So relationships always, connect in our workplace, but there's always some kind of interaction. Sorry, I do these a little bit late, so sometimes a little slow on the expression here of the cards. But anyway, with the Key card, again, this one is about, if it is relating to people, you might feel a little bit trapped in a relationship of some sort. So maybe it's some kind of a breakup of a friendship, or where something's gone wrong. And maybe that's where this closure needs to start. But this partner that you've always desired, could be closer than you think. So maybe maybe this is not a complete end, but a new beginning. So as the card states, it's not necessarily a finishing off of that relationship, but maybe there's some boundaries around it, but there is a new beginning that is moving ahead for you on that front. And I do feel that is relevant for this reading because, well, and also in terms of career and money, I mean, it's also about you feeling restless in a job, things like that, or something dead-end job, or, you know, something that's just making you feel like you are just not, you're not making a breakthrough. So, but it's not a card, it is telling you to step out of your comfort zone here. But I had also, there were some other cards further down that indicated not pursuing a resolve with an aggressive action. So, I mean, normally this card could indicate taking risks, but I don't feel that's where you're to be headed with the majority of the cards here in the way that they connect. So I do feel that this card is really relating more along the lines of, you know, you have what you need to succeed. And you also have the Magician card, which is further down, which also, you know, lets you know you do have what you need to succeed. And it is clarified as well with the with the Ace of Cups. And that's also about new beginnings and new starts. And you also have the Ace of Swords, you know, so there's lots of new beginnings, new starts here. So I feel that this card really is letting you know that you need to let go of something that relates to the past and able to open up and go forward. I feel that you're stymied, you're holding yourself back on some level. And I feel that it is blocking you from being able to go ahead with this goal, your dream, this, and it is a passionate dream that you have because you're passionate about the learning aspect that goes with it. Farther over here, I do have some cards that relate to that with the Page of Cups, or sorry, the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So I do feel that this card is letting you know that you have everything that you need to go forward, but you do need to go forward. So you need to let go of this blockage and able to start anew. So with the Owl card, it's a little far over, so I'm hoping that you can still see it here, but with the Owl card, it says there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. So I feel this is, June is a period of enlightening you with some marked intuitive moments, whether that comes through people, and I do feel it is going to come through some people that you meet, whether it's new relationships or there's some kind of newfound information anyway, something new that's coming in that is counseling you in some way. It's helping you to, you know, get back on track and study. There's changes ahead. There's teaching. There's learning. I feel that you are going to start being more in demand. You know, that people are starting to listen to your dreams, or that you're listening to your dreams now, you know, and you have the ability now to see false people around you and things that are not right for you in your circle. And so I feel that the fear that you may have once had, it has now been dispelled, that you actually are now able to feel more confident in your decisions and who your close network will be. So, I mean, if you had some trust issues, it's not to say that, you know, those people are eliminated from your group, as I mentioned, but that you now have some boundaries around how you relate to them and what you share. So I do feel with the Owl, as I say, I mean, you're able to, it's like the eagle that soars. You're able to oversee things. You're able to, you know, have a greater understanding. And I feel that if it is in relation to, you know, employment, if it's self-employment, I feel you're definitely going to be profiting there if you take that step. But it could also indicate some kind of a new job coming through here. There's some kind of improvement to your money situation, extra sources of income. But either way, there's some kind of thirst for knowledge and new information that's coming through that is helping you to make this possible career move, or, you know, take on this new successful start for self-employment. But I'm not saying everything is starting all in the month of June and you're going to be an instant success. What I am saying is that it is you being you're getting insight, you're meeting mentors, or you are becoming the teacher, or you're learning more. There's something new that's coming through on several fronts here, in terms of the people that you surround yourself with, in terms of what you're ingesting yourself, like in terms of your own learning. You're now able to help people, and other people are helping you as well. So again, this is greater understanding that's coming through with the owl. You're able to see things, that you weren't able to see before. You have a better sense of, you're using your universal intuition. This is a card of protection as well. So just to listen to dreams, and again, I feel that there's some kind of mentor that's coming in here to help you. And as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I feel that's what's happening here for the month of June. So into the next cards here with teaching and learning. This card here is, just that. I mean, and you have several cards that also relate to this one as well, because you do have the Page of Pentacles. I'll just try to pull that one forward. But you do have the Page of Pentacles clarified with the Page of Wands, that were also coming through here. So these are all, it's new learning as well with that card. So one sec here. Okay. So anyway, again, with the teaching and learning card, it is really just letting you know that this is a time of significant. The month of June is really about you kind of getting back to basics. You're starting to, it's a time of significant learning and growth. So you're gaining wisdom, which will be of benefit to others as well with this card. It's not just you, learning something on your own. You're gaining it, as I say, it's insight from other people as well. But it's the potential to also teach what you've experienced. So it's not just academic knowledge, it's also about life lessons that are valuable here. So for every trial and tribulation that you go through, these are, it's marked wisdom that you can also present to the world. So, have faith in your ability to teach, because a lot of times we don't think that we have learned enough. And really, what often happens is it becomes so commonplace for us to have, to have learned something and put it into practice, that we don't recognize that we've actually learned something that can be passed on. It's just, something that we often overlook. But anyway, again, it is a card that's letting you know that, you have the ability to teach and pass on information, to others. So don't underestimate the importance of what you have to say, is what this card is really letting you know. And in order to improve your current situation, you need to be able to investigate new opportunities and areas of study. Expand your existing wisdom is what this card is all about, because it does serve the higher good. So please heed that, because you can never have too much knowledge, is, how I feel. And as well, as we evolve, we need to have new tools. We need to have new learning. We need to have new things in our life, to be able to I don't want to say confront our obstacles and challenges, but to be able to deal with, what's ahead. And with that new knowledge, you're able to move forward. So, as they say, continue to always learn. It doesn't matter where the learning comes from, even if it's coming from a painful place. Always look for the learning, always look for the insight that you would have gained, by shifting your perspective. Because if you don't challenge yourself, you don't become strong, you don't become wise, you continue being spoon-fed, and that's not really an expansive way to live in the world, and life is about expanding. So spiritual partnership here in the corner is about just that, and that's why I had mentioned that I feel, especially when it's close there to the owl, I felt that this is some kind of new friendship or karmic relationship, but it's some kind of like-minded soul relationship that is someone who may be on that similar journey with you, that toward that enlightenment or that spiritual interest. But it could even be sort of that master discipline relationship, somebody that's teaching you how to become a master. It's somebody who's very important that's coming into your life with this card. So as I mentioned, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, that kind of thing. But it is somebody who's helping to expand your spiritual growth here. So, and it could also be that during the course of that relationship, at one point you play the role of the student and then you become the teacher. So I do feel that wisdom that you're gaining from this experience enhances your connection to the divine, but it also enhances your ability to broaden your connections on just on a grander scale in terms of the real world or the real physical world, with this card here. So it is a better understanding of that spiritual journey as well for yourself personally. So again, just pay attention to speakers or teachers or authors or people that you respect. Just be on the lookout for, those that have a similar path to your own or have like-minded curiosities or questions that you also share, and embrace that opportunity to grow spiritually. Okay, so that is those two cards, and I think I will read the next two, which will be that is the wisdom oracle cards, wisdom of the hidden realms. So the Dreamwalker, dreams, the collective good, illusions, and then we also have the Mapmaker of Destiny, authentic purpose, inspirations, and free will. So these cards actually do go well together. I feel that with the Dreamwalker, this is really a card that is talking about you. For sure, as I mentioned before, listening to your dreams and that kind of thing. However divine speaks to you. Some people it comes through dreams, some people it's repeated numbers or, finding feathers on the ground or whatever it is, like I say, for you. And again, the spirit could be, ancestors coming through to speak to you, that kind of thing as well. So, but I do feel that this card is really letting you know that dreams can come true. And you need to ask Spirit, you need to ask what help you need. You need to ask for help. That's what I'm trying to say here. You need to ask for help to be able to get those answers to walk toward your dream. So to help, and in asking help, you have to be specific. It's not enough to say, I want a dream to manifest. What dream do you want to manifest? Do you need help with organizing the dream? Do you need help with, finding funding for the goal? You need to be specific to be able to speak to the divine, to be able to get the answers that you really need that are detailed. So again, when you ask divine for assistance, it'll help you to move more fluidly, more effortlessly toward you attaining that goal. So again, wake up, don't struggle is sort of the meaning of that card, and that you're always actively influencing your reality with your thoughts and your reactions to your life challenges. So that's really important to remember. With the Mapmaker of Destiny, this is a card that really is talking about how our divine map has been preset, whether you believe that or not. There is some free will, of course, in our lives, but it indicates with this card that we have a unique map, that helps us to intersect with one another. And it shows us all the places that we're meant to visit. And then there's places where we will be challenged. And where we are challenged, this is where we attain the most growth. This is where we attain the truest sense of ourselves. So again, with the Mapmaker of Destiny, it's really a card of fate, that we are meant to go through fated experiences along the path, but how we choose to transform is entirely up to us. So you have destiny offering you that ability, to make great opportunities out of these fated experiences, whether they're good or bad. I don't want to say good or bad. That's not really the right term. But I find sometimes when we resist a change, divine gives us a harder lesson. And that can be more painful. But if we are working with the divine or with our spirits, whoever, again, whoever that means to you, then the lessons are less extreme. So, I feel that this particular card could also come in the form of some kind of soulmate connection. And again, soulmate could be, there's soulmate friends as well as soulmate connections in loving relationships, that are more than just companions. But I feel that this is a card that's letting you know that that relationship, or a failed business or whatever it is, whatever that obstacle is, whatever that challenge is, how you respond to it is really going to matter. How you respond to that event. Because I feel that you are about to make some extreme change in your life. I don't feel it's all happening in the month of June. I feel that you are taking steps in the month of June to start making that change. And I feel that, destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage on that journey, as they say. So this is really about you taking a positive mindset toward whatever is shaping you. So whatever that obstacle is that's coming forward, you need to really take a very calculated look in the way that you respond to it, because it is going to impact your life in a long-term way, is what I'm getting at. It's going to move things in a completely different direction depending on how you respond. So the next card here, again, that's where I mentioned that I felt that there was going to be some struggle with the past. I've got Isis past life as well as Coventina with purification. So with Isis past life, this situation involves your past life memories. So with this card, I feel that, again, I think you're struggling with something that is a little more recent past. I don't feel this is going back an extreme amount of time, but this is, roots of the past where you've got memories that are, I feel, paralyzing you in some way. They're blocking you from moving forward. So it slowed down your progress here in the month of June. You're struggling with something here that relates to the past. You've buried these memories, whether to protect yourself or whether it was embarrassing or, an awkward moment or something that was a test in life or a challenge that you don't feel that you were able to overcome well. But this is about bringing up or revealing those lessons to yourself now and just moving forward with confidence and knowing that you now have the wisdom. This is something that's behind you. You've gained insight. You have your answers, and, you have the ability to get past whatever this fear was or whatever this past life childhood issue possibly, but again, I feel it's maybe a little more recent than that. But again, whatever it is, it's something from the past that is surfacing that you need to get past to unblock and move in a particular direction. You also have Coventina, and again, this is a card that's letting you know that it's time to get rid of detox. It's time to get rid of negative thinking and bad eating and over drinking and anything that is also blocking you. So again, it's letting you know that you've been ignoring some signals to go forward. You need to, and you'll notice for yourself whether or not your energy levels have decreased, anything like that, or if you've been lagging with, sadness and not able to, really forge ahead, with the slowdown with what's been happening in the world as well. I do feel that, quarantine probably has affected you in some ways where you haven't really been on track. But this card also speaks to, the thoughts you think, the words you speak. These are all things that also affect your focus. It also affects your energy levels. And, whether or not you get up and go in the morning and set your intention for the day and, make sure that you complete your day's tasks. The thoughts and motivation, go together. So you really have to look at how you have been treating your body and your thoughts. As I say, mental health is a very strong proponent there as well. So just take note of your diet, sugar, and, whether or not you're drinking an awful lot or, in a negative mindset. If you're doing a lot of reflection into the past and you're not feeling positive about it, those are all things that let you know you need to find a way to move past that. And again, it can be shifting your perspective and saying, whatever, self-talk you need to say. Perhaps it's something along the lines of, you did the best you could, or that other person did the best they could given this certain set of circumstances, and now you need to, allow for yourself to heal, allow for the other person to heal, or, allow yourself to take on a new challenge, because holding yourself back is not living life. So again, just, there's a lot of self-help books out there. I think everybody should, always consider new learning. And again, meditation, insight comes through, different means. So just things to consider. Okay, so again, with the other cards here, this is the Enchanted Map deck, and this is Storm Fields. So with Storm Fields, of course, it's like the Tower moment, really. It's, letting you know that whatever difficulties or you're challenged or being faced with at this time, they will pass. It's an uncomfortable chaos that's going on, and things have probably been left untouched for a certain period of time and have been allowed to mount. So it's causing you some conflict, and this is energy that needs to be released. And the only way to release it is to go through and just let the storm, break through and try to mitigate some of the damage by, changing perspective and thinking ahead, having plan A, B, and C, and trying to get assistance where you need it or where you can. But just to remember that not all storms are destructive. Again, sometimes, these opposing forces are really just within ourselves, and it helps us to move into a more enlightened pathway. So, just by virtue of storm and rain and electricity and all of the things that happen in nature, there's also the upside of new grass and new growth. And even when forests are burned down, there's still new growth that emerges from a lot of the chaos. So again, it's a card that's letting you know that new growth is coming, the sun will shine again, and even though things are being stirred up, it will pass. So the next card here is the Strength card. And with the Strength card, I do feel this is about you standing in your power. I do feel that you are getting to a place now where you have true strength, and it's coming from your own, not just from self-reliance alone, but it's also about having faith and trusting in the universe, that you do have the strength to accomplish the things that are coming before you, and again, facing those obstacles. And you can connect with the universe and ask for assistance and strength, so that you, even though you're being tested, or your ideas are being tested, or your relationships are being tested, they're also being deepened at the same time. You are gaining deeper lessons, you're gaining deeper insights, and it's also a card to let you know that you're able to use that creative energy that comes from having strength as well. And again, when you force yourself to think about other possibilities and shifting your perspective, it also helps you to make decisions faster as other obstacles arise in your life. Okay, so moving on past that, I think I will read the tarot. Sorry, not the tarot. I'm going to go with the rune cards. So the rune card, again, this one is also along the same line as, well, similar to strength. It sort of follows the strength card in defense. So as we're tested, you have the power to meet those blockages and defeat, and defeat the issue. So whatever obstacles in your path, this delay, so there's going to be some kind of a delay in your path here, but this delay is going to prove beneficial for you. So whatever issue is coming up, and it could potentially be a legal issue, just because I do have the Justice card, but it's you standing in your own power, because that's the Libra coming through. But with the defense card, it is also about letting you know not to press forward too quickly here. Just to let things, the delay is there for a reason. It's not a situation where you can control the outcome here. It's no reason for you to be hectic and needy, or, lust after that outcome. It's a card where difficulties arise, but it's also the beginning of your new life. And anytime there is a new beginning, there's always difficulties. There's always some chaos around it. And that's not a bad thing. Again, it's a period of growth for you. It's a period of challenge. Look at it as the game of life. You're on the game board and you're up against an obstacle. What was it? In the game of life, I think they had some kind of a storm that took out the farm or something along that line. So what do you do in those cases? Again, you think about plan A, B, and C, but it's persevering, it's foresight, it's, again, it's a time of waiting. Don't push forward. Take that time to foresee your consequences before you act. So again, you can avert any difficulties through the right action. And again, with the card of Justice coming through here and Judgment, I do feel that's exactly what's happening here. You can avert those difficulties if you just make a wise decision. So once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless with this card. So even though you're being inconvenienced and there's some discomfort and there's growth, that obstacle that's on your path is the gateway to that new life that's unfolding. So it is a trying time in June. Something is going to happen, I suspect, toward the beginning couple of weeks of June that are going to, and maybe even a little into the third week here, that are going to be challenging, but I feel it's going to be a meaningful challenge. And the reason why I say meaningful challenge is because it's followed by the breakthrough card. So with the breakthrough card here, you definitely have made some kind of major shift. There is a process of self-change that's coming through with this card. It's also a transformation in your attitude. You're no longer continuing to live in that ordinary way, that ordinary life. The timing is right with this card. Something has proved to your advantage, and it is where you're able to seize and transform, but not just transforming for the month of June. I feel this is a really big transformation. This is a card that's letting you know you have made some significant headway, whether it's you feeling more empowered to take charge in your own life, but it is radically life-changing, whatever this breakthrough is. It is a major period of achievement and prosperity that's going to come through from this card. So prosperity will come, not at all in the month of June, but it is due to this breakthrough. It's due to this feeling of empowerment. So the darkness is going to be behind you once you break through and let go of this issue with the past. But there is hard work, with any kind of transformation. So be aware that even though this transformation is inevitable, there's also going to be more transformation that follows that, because there's always that aha moment, that awakening, that enlightenment, and then the work has to be done. So again, positive attitude while you go through these changes. They were intended for you. Whether they're difficult or not, it's working in your favor, and you need to become stronger, because your outcome with the Ten of Pentacles throughout, each of these months, you're making headway every month toward that Ten of Pentacles. And that means that you need to be strong. You need to have these challenges, because as you increase your earnings, you're going to be it'll be a new game. It'll be a new group of people around you, more competitive. And when things are more competitive and when things are more challenging, you need to have been trained. You need to have been weathered. You need to have been mentored to face these changes, because the answers are not coming from other people. You're going to be the one in the front seat having to make the decisions to overcome certain obstacles. So, okay, into the financial aspect of the reading here, and I'll just try to give you a little insight here again with the pages. Because there's several pages in this reading, I don't feel that they're all people. I do feel that they are messages that are coming through for you. The Page of Cups is definitely, a card of creativity here. And I did try to clarify that with the King of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So these three cards, again, clarifying each other. With the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords rather, and the Page of Cups, I feel that you're ready to take action on this newfound creativity. So, and it's also indicating some kind of happy surprise that's coming through as well. But again, with the Page of Cups, it's a messenger of some sort. So, and there is a clarity with the King of Swords that's also coming through. So again, I feel that there is a creativity that's coming through. I do feel, I'm just taking a quick look here. I don't see a lot of wands in the reading for the month of June. So I don't know that you're acting so much on the creative. You're not being heavily inspired necessarily for the month of June with this creative project, but it is a card of good news coming through with the page. And it is also, about things being synchronized, with the universe's help. It is a very intuitive card. It is also about, as I said, creativity. It's about your own emerging intuitive abilities as well. But there is important information that's coming through with this page. And again, with the King of Swords, I feel it is also in relation to some sense of clarity. It could be clarity on a project. It could be, clarity just in terms of yourself, in, getting your head together and figuring out what front you're, what you need to do to get moving. But it's a card that speaks the truth. It's about being straightforward with that King of Swords, and it's about remaining objective, but taking charge of the situation and using logic. So a happy surprise of some sort coming through. But again, speaking your truth. Just wanted to see if there was any more kings in the reading. I think it was just the two kings. It's just the two kings in this reading here. So not heavily significant, but I do feel that, that there is some kind of inner knowledge that's coming through. Some kind of legal issue as well is coming through with the King of Swords. It is an authority of some sort. It is also that inner knowing and wisdom that's coming through. There's a reliability that's coming through. This is also a Gemini energy with the King of Swords, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that could also be related to this reading. The King of Swords can also represent a lawyer. So it could be with the Page of Cups that you are getting good news that's coming through that's in relation to some kind of legal situation. And I do feel it is along that line because with the Six of Pentacles, there is some kind of sharing. I don't know if that's being dealt with through the courts or there's some kind of help or assistance is coming through with that Six of Pentacles, but it could speak to a reconciliation of sorts as well. But I'm a little reluctant to stay with that just because the cards that follow that show some conflict with a relationship. But there is something that's coming through that, does let you know that it could be kind of a karmic situation here as well. But I do feel overall there's sort of a loss and gain feeling with this. It's good news, but I feel that there's some kind of loss that you're taking in regards to this relationship with maybe due to this legal matter. But there's something around legalities here. Okay, so the next three cards were the... And also I just wanted to say, with that Six of Pentacles back here as well, it could be things just moving to a new level as well. With that level of creativity, that there's clarity and things are just moving to a new level. It could also stand for something around that as well, but I still feel there's a legal matter that's coming through with this reading. With the Four of Pentacles, this is, again, you or someone else is trying to control a situation that might be in relation to the relationship. There's conflict here as well. The Four of Pentacles also speaks to being financially stable, nothing too life-threatening here or that's going to throw you off your, game to the point where you're feeling scarcity, but it is about some resistance. I feel it is, because this is clarified with the Two of Cups, it is some kind of threat to... It also feels around a past issue here. I feel that this Four of Pentacles is also relating to, with the Two of Cups, relates to some kind of past issue with the Two of Cups. And again, it could be, a personal relationship of some sort, business relationship of some sort, a new partnership, there's some conflict, or a friendship, but there's some kind of deep connection, could be soulmate connection here as well, because as I felt karmic was also related here, but I do feel that this is a card of, normally would be cooperation, but with this surrounding Three of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, I feel there's a lot of restriction around it. So it's not a card of harmony. In this instance, I feel this is a card of some kind of threat to this stability, or something that you consider stability is being threatened. It's not to say that there is, something cataclysmic coming up here. It's just that you're feeling some kind of threat around something that makes you feel secure with that Three of Swords energy on there. So again, it could be a conflict. It could be your negative thinking. You could be, entertaining thoughts that, of jealousy or just, it's about you needing to get to the heart of the matter. But I just feel that it is just an uncertainty. There's some kind of angry words or even a painful separation or something that could be started there. But I feel it's more along the lines of there's a threat to that stability. I'm not sure what that stability is exactly, but it might revolve around a little bit of a sacrifice of some sort. Not a loss, a complete loss, but just some kind of you being let down in some way. So moving on from that, we have the Judgment card with the King of Pentacles. So, I mean, the Judgment card, again, speaks of transformation. And for sure, it can be something quite significant with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles could represent somebody that's coming into your life, or that you already know, or it could even be yourself that represents this energy. But either way, I do feel that the King of Pentacles is a really reliable, stable energy. It's about finances being, somebody who's masterful in business. It could, represent somebody who is already entrepreneurial. So this is you either somehow this person is in your life and you're gaining, maybe this is the mentor that's giving you some insight, but I feel that it is about an inner calling of some sort as well, something that you need to step up to. I feel it's you stepping up to the plate is what it feels like. You having to step up to the plate and able to find this awakening and make this transformation. So you pretty much pass through all the points that you need to, and now you feel like you need to, or now you are moving up into this King of Pentacles role. It's some kind of liberation of sorts. So again, I feel that there's some kind of judgment that's coming through, that's being made, that revolves around, I do feel it's revolving around money for sure. And I do feel that it's about you knowing your true self, and there's some kind of moral awakening as well with this card. But again, I just feel that it's about being free somehow and more independent with whatever this karmic situation is that's coming through, something that needed to happen as well. So again, with the King of Pentacles, I do feel that it is a person. Again, I'm not sure if this is you or someone else, but the King of Pentacles, as I said, it's somebody, it's power, discipline, it's that success, somebody who's reached the top and, could be enterprising, has their own business, competent kind of a person here. Could be a good financial advisor that's coming through to help you as well. But I feel that it's, I have a really strong feeling that it is, the judgment's coming through that definitely revolves around the money for sure. And there is some kind of threat to whatever you consider stable for you. But either way, there's action. I'm not quite clear on what that is just yet. With the Libra energy coming through with the Justice card, again, I feel that's you standing in your power. You are making the right decisions here. I do feel that this is a legal matter that is a part of this reading here, as I mentioned earlier. I feel that whether it's about contracts or something that needs to be dealt with, maybe it has gone to court, not sure. But, I mean, the card overall does speak to new opportunities. It's about you, as I said, guided by your intuition here as well. But it is a card that, talks about problems being resolved overall. So if it's not a legal matter for you, it could be just that, you're getting some clarity here with that King of Swords. Things are, even though something was threatening your stability on some level, it's not that it was actually a loss, but it felt very stressful toward the beginning of June here. But with the Justice cards coming through, the knowledge is being imparted. There is some kind of help that's coming through here. You're being guided, as I said, with intuitive knowledge by the Spirit, sending you some information that will help to give a fair decision and create some equilibrium here. So it is about balance all around. So yeah, again, still feels karmic. Something karmic relationship still coming through there. This is clarified, the Temperance card is clarified with the Nine of Cups. Temperance, of course, is about, it's a protection card, and it is a card that's, you know, talks about being patient, which I feel was also coming through with other cards in the reading. You know, in terms of feelings and that kind of thing, you know, you might be feeling a little more lower energy or melancholy, that kind of thing. But either way, things are moving into a more creative place, but it is a combination of things that's happening with the Temperance card. So it's a healing energy. I feel that you are going through some kind of a healing. As I said, you're dealing with some past issues. It's about trying to understand. It's also a place of manifesting, you know, with the universe's help, and you're bringing something new into your life so that you feel better and that you have more energy, as I said, because with the Nine of Cups, it's talking about exactly that. You know, you're feeling better. You are feeling healed. You are feeling, you know, that you have made some major headway with the Nine of Cups. So again, I feel that you're getting a little boost of synchronized healing, and just again a card of patience, and just do things in moderation. But overall, you are starting to feel better toward the latter part of the week. And then you also have the Page of Pentacles, and that was clarified with the Knight of Wands. So I feel with the Page of Pentacles, you know, I mean, again, this is messages coming through, but I also feel it's about new learning. So the new learning, the new study, I do feel that you're on a new path here. You know, you're bringing in some new things, period. I just wanted to see if the Four of Swords was here, if you were feeling bored. I feel that there's a decision that you're having to make, or a decision is being made as well, for the month of June. But again, with the Page of Pentacles, it's really about, could be even speak to a little bit of money coming through with a project that you are passionate about with the Page of Wands. But it is overall letting you know that this is still in the starting stage, it's still in the beginning stage. That's why, even though the pages speak to, you know, this new opportunity, this money that is coming through, and some ambition to success and new beginnings, and you do have a lot of cards indicating new beginnings for the month of June. You know, it is, again, a steady card, a studious card. It's an ambitious card. It's energetic. It's creativity. It's about, you know, studies, scholarship, and reflection. And it is, as I said, about new beginnings and being practical and hardworking and loyal and that kind of thing. But again, with that card, it is a passionate project I feel that you're working on, because you do have the Page of Wands. You're feeling better overall with this combination. You know, you do have, your energy is starting up again here with the Page of Wands. So I feel it must be something toward the beginning of the month that you're dealing with the emotional healing primarily. But again, with the Page of Pentacles, it's about knowing how to turn something into reality, you know, by getting practical. And there is a window of opportunity here that's opening up. So the universe does give windows of energy, like a door of an energetic door that opens up, that helps us to accomplish things. And when we get those doors, we need to take advantage of them. With the Page of Wands, as I mentioned, it's a clarifier, but I do feel that the Page of Wands is letting you know that you're getting some of that energy back. You've got some momentum, you've got your creativity starting, but you are being practical with this project. I do feel as well, you know, pages can rush into things without thinking about them, but pages tend to also operate very singularly. They operate alone oftentimes, as do kings and queens. So I feel that you're doing a lot of introspection, you know, or at least operating on an individual basis for the month of June as well. I'm just taking a last look here to see how many. We actually have 3 pentacles. So with three pages in the reading, and with 3 pages, it also indicates there can be some disputes ahead here. So it's immature behavior that's also coming through with a lot of pages. So it's also a youthful energy with so many pages in the reading. the Page of Wands, as I said, with the Page of Pentacles is about enthusiasm. Enthusiasm again, and energy for this project that you're undertaking. The Page of Wands, you know, is someone who is somebody who's really passionate and confident. You know, it's somebody who's, it also speaks to new opportunities as well. So lots of new opportunities, as I mentioned, with these two cards, and they're both, but it's very youthful, immature kind of energy that comes through. There's a limitless potential that comes through as well with the Page of Wands. So, but it also speaks to something needing expression. So be practical, use your creativity, use that passion, that energy window that's coming through for the month of June. Use it to your advantage to get this new project going and to stay on your journey. That's what I'm going to leave it as. You also have the Six of Cups clarified with the Five of Wands. Again, the Six of Cups is about that nostalgia. It's about, you know, you diving back into the past here, you know, whether to try to get, you know, make some peace and get a grip of get a handle on what it is that, you know, was holding you back. But as I mentioned, a lot of this reading was indicating you were struggling with something with the past. And with the Five of Wands, you know, that's battling yourself right there. So it is battling something that relates to the past. So again, it's nostalgia. Something needs expression as well with that Six of Cups. You know, again, it can also speak to a soul connection or a friendship or a relationship or something familial. It can be a reunion or reconciliation. There is a couple of cards that sort of speak to that as well. But it's about you looking back on things. And by doing so, it can motivate you or it can hold you back. But it's also a card of protection. So you also had the Temperance, which is also a card of protection. And it was, you know, the spirit is helping to guide you through. But you know, looking back on all that you appreciated and how far you've come, you know, and what you've learned is really important, you know, so that you don't repeat old patterns. And again, continuing to battle yourself, you know, is not productive when you have to keep stop, start. It's harder for you to move ahead. See the totality of your situation. You know, don't fixate on the past. You know, try to, you know, look at where you actually were powerful and able to manage well. How were you thinking? You know, who are the people that were close to you? Look for the things in those relationships that helped you to feel strong, that you couldn't see in yourself. You had to bring in this other person to help you see you, and try to embrace that power within yourself. That if that person mirrored that situation and allowed you to see something in yourself that you didn't see, realize that it's there, that positive, you know, strength and whatever it is that you feel that you're struggling with here, that somebody else took away or is no longer there, or you know, what is it that at its best allowed you to feel empowered. So again, looking back on things to help motivate you, and whether it was soul bonds with family, friends, or sweetheart, childhood sweetheart, something along that line, because again, I kept feeling a lot of karmic energy coming through here. You know, just embrace the change, let yourself heal, and allow the universe to bring through this gift. You know, that the universe is manifesting for you with the Magician, and clarified with the Ace of Cups. So again, new beginnings there as well. The Magician also speaks to, as I say, manifestation. So it's about that ability to create your own destiny. It is using intuitive energy here. Again, to take that action and, you know, use all the resources that you have. It's unlimited potential. Again, use all those resources to be able to harness your power, you know, to go for that business or, you know, invent something, but realize your own power is move to that deeper place, I guess, in yourself is what I'm trying to say. Move to the deeper part of yourself, you know, that makes you feel that you can feel completion. Realize that you have all of the tools. You know, you've got untapped talents here with this card, you know, untapped resources. So, you know, we are co-creators of our own reality, and the only way to make that happen is to be able to identify the parts of ourselves that need expression. And if you never allow yourself to challenge things that are uncomfortable, then you never really know what you're made of. You never really know the true power of your mind. You don't really understand your own persuasive abilities. You don't understand your true potential. You don't use your creativity in the right ways. Creativity isn't just drawing. Creativity can also be problem solving. So it's about, again, using tools and skills and talents and accomplishing the things that you want. Use all of that at your disposal. You'll find it when you look for it. So again, take action and communicate with the Magician card. Again, there is a new opportunity as well, and I feel that the universe is helping you with that, with the Ace of Cups, because it is a card that speaks to a universal blessing. So whether that's a new job or whether it's a new opportunity or a new project, some kind of celebration or happy news of some sort that's coming through, that's making you feel really emotionally satisfied. You are able to express your feelings. There's some kind of new awareness that comes through that's being manifested with these two cards. Again, it's about a new beginning. So again, you know, a new idea, anything like that makes you feel like you can actually feel your own potential, trust in your intuition, and gain that emotional satisfaction. Because this card, as I said, is really letting you know that, you know, you also had, I just wanted to quickly mention, even though this is a burst of, you know, emotion that's coming through here, it also speaks to healing. So, you know, you might feel that, I don't know if that's a new relationship that's coming through on that front. I just want to read the other cards further before. But again, new opportunity, new job, things along that line that I feel they're coming through. So we also have the last part of the reading here. We're getting there. A few more cards. We've also got the King of Cups with the Moon card and the Ace of Swords. So I do feel with the King of Cups that there is... King of Cups is not somebody who's especially great with money. But if it is representing, you know, a person, the King of Cups is really somebody who does have control of their emotions. I feel that perhaps they're hiding something. There's something that's still, this could be you or another person, something that's still hidden in the subconscious with the Moon card. But it is somebody who's emotionally mature and trustworthy and dependable and calm and supportive and responsible and all of those things. They're quite wise. It could be a father figure that's coming through with the King of Cups. I do feel that this person could also be a bit of a drama king. You know, outbursts. So even though they generally have control of their emotions on one level, because they appear as a very, you know, diplomatic, calm in a crisis, controlled, master of his emotions kind of person, and a great, you know, teacher of sorts, they appear to have balanced energy, but I feel they get these little spikes or outbursts of pity party, whatever, drama. And I feel that's the kind of person we're talking about here. Again, with the, but I feel that this person has done a lot of work on themselves, because coupled with the Moon card, I feel that there is, I mean, there's still a lot of things that are yet to emerge with this, with the Moon card. I don't feel that everything is at the surface yet. I feel that, you know, it can speak to some kind of a warning, but I feel because you've got the Ace of Swords here with new beginnings, I don't feel that, and creativity, I don't feel that that's a real concern here. I think that's actually letting you know there's clarity coming through after these illusions, you know, things are coming to light. The confusion is subsiding. There's less anxiety and fear, and you're not feeling broken anymore at this point. I feel that, you were feeling, or I do feel it actually is you, but I do feel that, or this person around you has, as I say, somebody was feeling a lot of anxiety and insecurity and being misunderstood. And it could have even been that there were unseen problems, that were still around, but that had to be worked through, which again could relate to the past there as well. And maybe this is the person we're talking about, the karmic relationship or partnership or friendship or friend, as I say, family relationships, whoever this King of Cups is. I feel that there was a lot of things that were still hidden, things that still needed to be expressed. There was things that were still in the subconscious. There were things that needed to come out. The moon is about heightened intuition as well, but, and again, I do feel that clarity came through with the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords. So, yeah. So with the Ace of Swords, as I mentioned, I do feel that you're off to a new start here. You've got triumph, you've got expansion with seeing the truth. You've got ideas coming through now. You've got, you're able to, clear cut the things that were in the way, and you now see the path ahead. So, you've got this new wave of energy for this path. You're eager to learn. There's this new beginning. You've even got a mental resilience, for all that went through earlier in the month. I do feel that it is a card still letting you know that you need to face up to and express something and to believe in yourself. I feel that this also represents some extreme feelings here, but you are cutting through that confusion with this card, and definitely new ideas that are starting to come through toward the end of the month. I do feel that there is still some things that are hidden here with the last few cards here. The Two of Swords is a card indicating there's some kind of a decision to be made, whether it's a decision that you have to make or if it was a legal decision that needed to come through. But the Two of Swords is letting you know that there is some kind of decision or change in perspective that needs to happen. But this is about, with the Ace of Swords, you were asking the right questions. And now with the Two of Swords, there's some kind of sense of holding back. And it's causing some anxiety with the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Swords could indicate some kind of deception also around some kind of institution or authority. But I feel that there is a decision that's to be made. There's a guardedness as well. And not sure how to solve the problem is the feeling I'm getting here with the Two of Swords. But I feel it's kind of a stalemate, a divided loyalty, or a difficult decision that's needing to be made here toward the very end of June. I feel that there might be some kind of compromise that's having to be made, or it's two paths, new ways that you have to define yourself. But again, there's the old way and there's the new way. But it feels as though, as I say, that there's still a little bit of an indecision or a struggle. Can be the blocked feelings that are coming up again toward the end of the month here. But again, I feel barriers and choices with, again, the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Swords, as I say, is along the same line of feeling as though there's some issues around deception or things being unclear. But I also just wanted to make mention, because there are two sevens here as well. Well, maybe I'll get to that one in a second here. But I just feel that there is some issue. There's some kind of legal issue that's really going to make a big difference here. But anyway, I'm just going to pass on over that here. Just waiting for some kind of clearer insight on what that was. But either way, with the Seven of Swords, as I said, I mean, it can speak to lack of conscience or narrow-mindedness, running away from something here, which I feel that could be very well, or somebody's trying to get away with something here. With this institutional card, you know, with it could be a corporation, could be a job, business, legal matter, but with the Hierophant, but again, it could be a little bit of dishonesty or secrets that are coming out with the Seven of Swords energy. But either way, it's some kind of a change, something that catches you off guard. Could be some kind of scheming plan that's fallen through, or some kind of lies that were used to manipulate you, that kind of thing. But it's about some kind of change, I feel, and that there were some opposing forces with the Seven of Swords. So again, whether it's tactics or scheming or you avoiding confrontation, something along that line, I still feel the outcome is about you being strong and independent and things move in your favor all around. So I'm going to leave that one at, we're almost done here. I'm going to leave it at that. But I also just wanted to add with the Hierophant, you know, it could be that this is that teacher of wisdom that's coming through for you as well, that that person who, you know, or you becoming this person. But with the Seven of Swords there, I don't think it's that. I think it's actually, and because the Moon card was also so close there, I feel that this is, yeah, I'm going to stay with my original. This is really more to do with, yeah, it's less to do with, it's more to do with tradition, something around traditional roles, some kind of large corporation or institution that follows those social norms, you know, some kind of conservative energy that comes through. But with that, there was some kind of lies or some kind of deception or something that wasn't being clearly seen with in and around that. So again, can speak to karmic lessons as well. But either way, we are moving on to the Strength card, which I know that you had the Strength card in there as well earlier. I also just wanted to, quickly mention, I guess I didn't go into a lot of detail with the sevens, but we had a couple of sevens with that combination there as well. Just want to see if there was any more in the reading. I don't think we did have. But again, with those two sevens there, I mean, sevens really relate to, you know, dreams and illusions. And I think because we were having to cut through some of those illusions, that's related. It's soul searching. And I feel that little combination there is also about, you know, following through with trying to get to the heart of the matter here. But because there was some illusion, there is some anxiety, there is a lot of choices to be made. There's at least two choices, but the stalemate, but there's anxiety that goes with all of that, all of those cards together. Okay, so you are being asked to stay strong because it's going to bring you about a sense of independence. So again, whatever independence means to you. So being strong, you know, really is, you know, it can mean a number of different things here, but you know, you are able to be resilient. You are able to be independent. Independence doesn't necessarily mean financially in this case. It can be a decision that was made that allowed you to feel like you're in control of something. I feel that there is some kind of, actually I do feel that is because it's doubled here. You've got take control of your life here with the Strength card, and that's exactly what independence is taking control of your life as well. So, you know, and being independent, you standing up for yourself, it's about that personal power, overcoming challenges, and again, it's also about courage and endurance and having the stamina to be persistent and committed to get through whatever it is you need to be able to overcome whatever this hurdle of the past was for you. I feel it's like, again, it's just you tying up some final straws, but you're mastering your emotions here. You're able to calm yourself or your inner world. You're able to come to some conclusions. You know, you're able to overall become independent and, as I said, endure. So this is you being solid. Okay, last cards. These are for the financial part of the reading. Again, not a lot of money changes here. I think there might be some kind of small amount of money that's coming through for the month of June, but I don't think it's anything of extreme substantial note at this point. I do feel that you are having to use your skills and your intelligence and your courage and your self-control, and you will get a victory on another front. You're overcoming some challenges. But I do feel with the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands that's bringing about the Ten of Cups that you are definitely destined for. I do feel that you're getting some happiness. Don't get me wrong. I do feel that there's some level of happiness. There is some level of finance that is coming through for you with all of this at the end here, but I still feel like this is working on the bigger picture. I do feel there is some money coming through, or something related to money. I don't know if it's specifically your money, but something around money that's coming through with the Ten of Pentacles is making you very happy, because that messenger of the Knight of Wands is definitely letting you know that it's going to make you extremely happy, whatever this decision was. So with the Ten of Pentacles, so you definitely had a lot of worry, but again, I think it's just you battling over yourself. But with the Ten of Pentacles, I mean, this does speak to, it can speak to individually inheritance and all of those things. But again, I'm going by the cards that are surrounding it. So I feel that you were able to manifest something in the month of June that you wanted. That's what I feel. I feel that you are truly able to, and it's made you happy. It's given you a sense of security, that it's given you a sense of you being back in control of your world. I do feel that, you are feeling familiar connections and even a strong soul connection. You've got some sense of the good life, I guess, really is what I'm saying here. You stuck to the rules. You've been pretty traditional by following through in a practical sense. Whether you are normally that way or not, I feel that you were in the month of June able to do something in a really practical, methodical way that brought about some success with the Ten of Cups. So again, I do feel something about money is coming through. I don't know if it's money that's coming to you directly, but I feel that it's just some kind of decision around money that that's coming through that's made you happy. So maybe you found out you've got a loan. Maybe something has come through on that level that related to contracts, because even with the Page of Pentacles there, it does speak to loans and contracts, things of that nature as well. So either way, maybe you had to come to some kind of a compromise, and you had a lot of anxiety around it that did deal with an institution. So again, maybe it was a loan or something that has come through. But either way, the cards are telling you at the end of June, you will be happy. You definitely have something to look forward to there that you were instrumental in bringing about. And again, I feel you did some of the work yourself there in terms of on another level and dealing with the past, which has helped to, let the universe give that to you. Because when we do successfully, how do I put that? When we do successfully work through or pay back karma in some way, we are often rewarded by the universe in some way as well, just to make things a little bit easier for us. So the advice cards, last four, the advice cards for the month of June is, you know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than relationships. So again, whatever you have come through, you are now brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humor. These are all things that can help you to get through. But whatever you had to deal with on an emotional level that was just to tie up loose ends and deal with the past, you are now getting back on track and you know what to do. So this is, again, past experiences have prepared you with this card so that you are able to find the wisdom blended with humor, and you're now finding things easier to accomplish because you took a lighter side to overcoming your obstacles. You can also give others credit for their good intentions rather than perfect actions, because a lot of times there's silent support that's in the background that's cheering for us. But this is a time really now just to get started on getting back to your career and getting things done, and, you know, starting to use your sense of humor. As I said, be perceptive, use your brilliance and be courageous, and, you know, but remain cool, calm, and collected with this card. So the next card following that is the Eight of Michael. Eights, of course, are always about overcoming obstacles, and so are sixes. And you had a couple of sixes in there with the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. But you also have the Eight, and the Eight of Michael is, you know, a card that's letting you know that you're overcoming issues. You can be free. This is you were trapped in a situation, and now you're making a courageous choice to change your situation because you weren't seeing things clearly. So you're able to change your perspective here. So the past was trying to hold you back, but you were able to overcome that. So now you're committing to changing those circumstances, and now you believe in your ability to move forward. So again, you must have shifted your perspective here at some point. I do feel it was probably in that beginning week, though, beginning week to middle to a degree there, to overcome some of these issues here, because it did bring about a sense of independence and you being back in control of your life. So again, that was the Eight of Michael, and you got the outcomes that you were looking for. And again, you've got the Chariot, which is a victory card. So it is determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledges a success by others. So I do feel that you're moving ahead now. You know, you're back on track. But again, this is advice cards as well. You know, that you need to stay focused, and, you know, it's an indicator that you've got great determination and willpower starting to brighten your months now. You may have had some uncertainty regarding a situation, but you don't need to have the fear, because you've just gotten the confirmation now that you have what it takes to step out of your comfort zone. And now you can, as I said, toward the end of June, I would say, start charging ahead and making, you know, great leaps toward the things that you want to come your way. It will take some balance and self-control and the hard work to make things happen, but there is a public recognition that goes with this success that's coming to you. But again, you know, you can't make it happen if you don't try to make it happen either. So, you know, the universe is letting you know you've got all the tools that you need to make this go forward, even though you're not specifically doing an awful lot other than you're dealing with something with the past that's giving you a breakthrough. But again, it's a challenge, it's a hurdle that is allowing you to level up. And in leveling up, it gets you closer to your goals, because you're going to have new moments where you will need to level up as you advance in your career. So moving past the Chariot, which is, again, as I said, a victory card, you are at the Three of Michael. So the Three of Michael is exactly what we were talking about throughout the whole of the reading. It's about releasing the past. You'll grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. So it's important to take the time to heal, as you also had with the Temperance card. Here, you know, you have the Temperance card letting you know that you don't have to do everything alone. You do have guidance. You know, just forgive those that are involved around you, but, you know, if you feel untrustworthy or you feel that they are untrustworthy, for sure put up some boundaries. You don't have to have full disclosure with everybody at all times. There's nothing wrong with you know, trying to work through your own issues and write it down if that helps. But, you know, time heals all wounds, and for whatever actions that you yourself or another, you know, did that was unkind or in error, you know, there's a new perspective here that's showing itself with the Three of Michael. So you're seeing things in a different light, and you are now a stronger person for it. You've overcome the challenge, and now it's time to release the past and move on back to focusing on your finances and your goals. So that is the month of June for Libra 2020. And sorry they're so long. I do them so late, and sometimes I'm a little fatigued when I do the reading. But overall, as I said, I feel it was a really good month for June. again, leveling up is what's happening here. Each time that you level up, you're getting toward, you're making headway toward the greater goal, which again was to achieve with the Ten of Pentacles. And that is what you're moving toward. So for however long it takes you to level up and get through all of the crap and the negativity and the stuff that you need to work through, however long it takes you, this is what you can have to look forward to. But again, it's however long it takes for you to do the steps to get there. So if you are slow in manifesting those changes, then everything is going to be that much further out. So the success is inevitable, but again, it still takes you co-creating. You have to put in the action. You have to put in the time. You still have to put in the hard work. It doesn't just magically appear. As I said, the universe gives you little energy windows. It opens little energy doors for certain things to happen. And when that happens, you're to take advantage of it so that you can push ahead a little bit faster. So the manifestation happens when as your action behind it makes it happen. So if that makes sense. But again, I do feel that there's some kind of mentor. You are definitely involved with some kind of new teaching. There's some kind of new projects or creative projects that you're still thinking about. I didn't see a lot of wands, as I said, where you're taking action on it entirely, but I do feel that there is some new learning that you are starting to work on with throughout the month of June. And again, keep on the lookout for this new mentor or somebody, this wise person that's coming into your life to assist you, that's like-minded. And again, I felt a lot of karmic energy throughout most of the reading. So again, whether it's a karmic soulmate, whether it's a karmic friendship, whether it's a karmic, family situation, either way, there's some kind of deep soul connection there and a deeper purpose. So hopefully that gives you a little bit insight for June, Libra, and good luck to you, and we'll see you in July. Stay safe.